What's up, everybody? It is I, your boy Snow, Lifestyles Defined, and today I am bringing you the HTC One M9. Yep, I'm finally upgraded from the M7 to the M9, skipped over the M8, and unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, we'll see, I am still on Sprint. Let's dive in.
Don't come close, don't come close, you don't even know me, you think you know me.
Before we get started, I just want to thank you for coming through, checking us out. Also, links below to all of our various social networking outlets. If you like the video, don't forget to like it, leave a comment, jump in, don't be shy, and always, please, make sure you subscribe for more. Enjoy the video. Peace.
So, jumping into the HTC One M9 for Sprint, I will have to say that I was a little skeptical for doing this. I almost wanted to wait to see if Sprint would provide a HTC One M9 Windows version, but I wandered into the store because I was having some issues while I was waiting for someone to get to me, and they actually happened to have it. I wanted to touch it and they didn't have it out on display, and I ended up buying it for some reason, somehow. I don't remember why, but that's small stuff. So already out the box, this thing is coming with HTC Sense 7 UI. It is running Android 5.0. This is a 5.69 by 2.74 phone. It is slightly larger than, it's slightly smaller than the M8 and a little bit bigger than the M7. And for me, the M7 was my favorite device because it also had a 4.7 screen, but that's besides that. I'll do a whole video on that later. The phone weight is about 5.5, which is a little bit better, a little bit heavier than my M7, and I can tell that right away. Although the material on this is aluminum body, for some reason I still feel like the M7 was just a god device. You know, they say they got some splash resistance on here, you know, 5-inch screen, 1080 by 1920, so you know, we're running with that. The pixel density here is about 441 ppi. Yes, my M7, although it had the smaller screen, also has, I think, beats this by 20 pixels. It's not a big deal, but you know, whatever. What's back is the multi-touch, your light sensors, and all this proximity scratch-resistant glass. But of course, you know, the Gorilla Glass 4 is here, live and well. Now I want to talk about the cameras. The camera on the back, which is the main feature here, is 20 megapixels, and I haven't had a chance to dive into this to see if the ultra pixel technology is used here. Maybe they traded it in for the 20 megapixel thing that everybody is big on, numbers versus technology. And I believe RZA did a video about putting aside whatever that Majin mod was when it wiped out the technology behind the camera, and my god, was it terrible, because it was 4 megapixels. So I love my M7 camera. We're gonna see what this does once I get around to play with it a little bit. You know, of course, back is all the exposure compensations, the ISO controls, the white balance, the shutter speeds, you know, your shooting modes with the burst modes, and you know, the high dynamic ranges, night mode, which is kind of being up here in this version. I don't remember the sensors off hand when it comes to the aperture sizes or the focal length, but I do believe it's like a 2.2 f-stop, and I like that this one has a dual LED flash. I wasn't big on it before, but it seems like it's been growing on me, and you know, I'll give it a shot. Now, as far as the camcorder goes, using the back camera, you know, we're talking 4K video recording with 30 frames per second. We're talking also 1080p, obviously, with 60 frames per second. And I don't know if it does 720. There's always a reason to, you know, use the 720, but I'm not really sure. I know that this also has continuous autofocus. There's also picture taken during video recording, and of course video calling as well, so this would be great for this. And digital image stabilization has made its way here. Now the front camera is 4 megapixels and it does have HDR modes. I wonder if the front facing camera is using true pixels or the ultra pixels. I have taken a front picture with it already and it looks fantastic already. So we'll get into that once I get into the actual review. Now, in the hardware, you know, it's using that Snapdragon, the 810 Snapdragon. It's 8 core, of course, you know, 200 megahertz ARM, 64-bit, blah blah blah. The graphics processor is an Adreno 430. I don't do much gaming on my phones because I have consoles. Shout out to Ignorant Gamers. If you're not subscribed to us or Ignorant Gamers, please go over there. And for me, mobile gaming is a joke. Not a joke for anyone else, but for me to play is a joke. I need the full experience. Now, when it comes down to the system memory, again, it's a 3 gigabyte RAM, built-in storage. We're talking 32 gigabytes, but you're only gonna have like 18 and 21. I'm on Sprint, and you know they already pinched me. And as you're looking on the screen right now, I haven't installed anything. This is as the phone came to me. I should have said that at the beginning. Now there is a microSD, SDHC, SDXC expandable up to 128 gigabytes. I'm not sure if that's specific to Sprint, but I've heard rumors that it's 2 terabytes. I don't need that. 128 is enough. Battery, I would love to talk about the battery, but you never really get what they say if you're an actual power user, and I'm a power user, so I'm not going to go into the specifics of what they're talking about, like 25-hour talk time, 13 standby, blah blah blah. Like I'm not getting into that. What I will say is it's about 2,840 milliamp battery. I'm not sure how you guys feel about that. I feel like it's enclosed, so there's always an issue, and I ran into that issue with the M7. I normally don't care what the batteries are if I'm able to, you know, swap the batteries out. And being with M7, the HTC One, I traded that in, and it's bitten me in the ass in the end. I can't go back to the Galaxy because the S6 now has it closed in with a 10-minute charge, full charge. That's ridiculous. But I've heard you can get 60% on a 30-minute charge with the HTC One, and I'm very, 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 very anxious to put that to the test. Now, as far as the multimedia goes, the M8 did not have the radio. My M7 did. Another reason why I skipped the M8, and it's back here. Now they have this YouTube native player. You know, they air the boom sound and everything. I can't wait to test that out. I mean, originally I know they were talking about, you know, the Bose was working or a partnership. There was rumors of this happening, so I'm not really sure if the boom sound technology for the speakers belong to HTC One. Do their own research, had they had help from Bose. But in my general just quick test from a phone call quality and from a YouTube quality and from the one little MP3 sound that I put in there, it was pretty amazing. Was it better than my M7 Bose? Oh, not sorry, M7 Beats by Dre Audio, whatever. I'm not really sure, but I just know that it was a very delight to hear. Now, as far as the technology behind, you know, the GSM and all this other crap, it's all there. LTE is there. You know, all your bands are there for all the bands that most people are going to use. And I'm a Sprint, so the LTE band is a new thing. I know that it said something about the CDMA is not available, or at least it wasn't there. And for me on the M7, I've been using a lot of the CDMA, or let's just say the 3G aspect of it, because one, it's lighter on the battery. Two, Sprint been messing around with it in New York City, that's where I'm from, and I wasn't really getting that many bars on it. But when I'm on 3G, I get all the bars, and it just seems faster for me. Now, one of the other things that I'm going to look into is, oh, by the way, this has a nano SIM. One of the things that I'm going to look more into is this HD voice. Now, on the M7, as the phone kept getting updates, which belongs to the M8, and then was getting ready for the M9, it would say that it was trying to get HD voice. I didn't really care because my call quality was the same regardless. So I will look into it if you guys have questions about it, and maybe I could find out a definite answer. Now, as far as connectivity to like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, mobile hotspot, yes, is back here. It was on the M7. I think it was gone on the M8. I don't use it enough, but there was an opportunity for me to use it for the company that I was with. and I didn't want to jump to the M8 behind it. Now the Bluetooth was 4.1, which I believe is 0.1 more than the M7 and the M8. You know, the Wi-Fi is 802.11 with 5 gigahertz, all the letters there. Micro USB use, there is no HDMI as I've heard using the micro USB. USB 2.0, mass storage device when you plug it into computer, and of course USB charging. There is NFC, DLNA, tethering, computer sync, OTA sync, and infrared, so all that's back. And again, the polyphonic ringtones, the MP3 ringtones, all that stuff is there. Speakerphone, all that's there. One thing that has been touted here rather is the noise cancellation for video recording, and I think that's going to be great. I will try to deal with that, so hopefully in the next few days while I'm out and about using the phone, I can get a very windy day so I can just try it. There's other little stuff like voice dialing, but that's so 2010. I'm not gonna sit here and you know, bait you out with these things. So, you know, overall, my first impressions with the phone, it is a pretty phone. I mean, I don't think there's a better designed phone out right now than the HTC One M series. I mean, there is that one Samsung phone that does look pretty good, and there's a Sharp phone, yeah, a Sharp phone that is pretty on the eyes. I just have some questions, you know, about it once you start using it. Like, there is no bevel for the top part of your ear. Like, it falls off. There's no speaker there. But, you know, I'm liking the screen so far. Of course it's snappy and all that stuff because I just got it and I have not ported my stuff over. And I'm actually going to use the NFC thing that they said from transferring from data from one HTC One device to another HTC One device, and hopefully it'll transfer all the messages and everything over there, because I want to load it up as much as possible and see if I can get it to stutter as my M7 started to do towards the end of it. And you know, I used it like a workhorse. I put it to work. It did various, you know, audio formats and video formats, and you know, once you get the apps and stuff on there, you know, I just want to fully check it out. And maybe in the next few days I'll be able to get you guys a full review. You know, that's usually Ramon, Tuan, and Edgar's job, and I'm gonna follow their format, and hopefully I can give you guys something and really test out that HTC boom sound with Dolby Audio. I'm really looking forward to checking that out. I did enjoy my Beats Audio sound on my M7 until the speaker blew out, but you know, that's neither here nor there. And that was my fault. That's not quality on the phone. I was playing around with it and I wanted to test to see how much damage I could do to it, and I got my answer and I paid for it. But anyway, hopefully this video was useful. Look out for more. Always subscribe to the channel. There's going to be tons and tons and tons of more phone content and other content from the big boys here on this channel. And of course, we have the website. Check that out, lifestylesdefined.com. And I'll see you around. Peace.